Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, The first step, as you know, that we take the company names required and actual. So XV wants floating rate, whereas we are giving it fixed. TJ wants fixed rate, we will give it floating. And it's given in the question here, XV company wanted floating rate and TJ company wanted fixed rate. So I've highlighted what they want we know, and in actual we give them the opposite. The next step is to find the spread. So first we find the fixed rate spread. Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
So we're supposed to find the fixed rate spread. So to find the fixed rate spread, we minus the higher rate of the fixed with the lower. So 20% minus 16.5. How much you get the spread?
3.5.
3.5%. Next we'll do the floating rate spread, for which we take these rates. So MIBOR plus 4% minus MIBOR plus 3%, right? M plus 4% minus M plus 3%. So we basically minus the rates. So 4% minus 3%, you get 1%. So this is the floating rate spread. The next step is to find quality spread differentials, which is nothing but QST, which is the difference between the two spreads. So here is the spread, fixed rate spread 3.5% minus the floating rate spread 1%. Difference between these two is your QST, which is 2.5%. Now this 2.5% is nothing but your swap gain. So swap gain is 2.5%. From this we'll see if there is a banker or an intermediary. Yes, here they've told you are required to construct an interest rate swap for these companies netting 0.5% to the bank. So we have to give 0.5% to the bank, which is acting as an intermediary. So we will, from the swap gain, we will less bank gain, 0.5%. So the remaining gain is 2% for us. Now this 2%, the swap has to be equally attractive to both the companies. So we'll have to See here they've told equally attractive to both the companies. If they don't use this word also, we will make it equally attractive. Only if they mention 60%, 40%, 80, 20 or any proportion, then we will take it differently. Otherwise, half will go to one company and the half will go to other company. So first SV's gain is equals to 2%, half of 2%. So 2% divided by 2, which you will get it as 1%. And for TJ, same way we do 2% half, so 2% divided by 2, you will get it as 1%. So till here it is easy, and I hope all of you are following what I am saying. If there are any doubts till here, you can ask me. Was it clear till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we'll make the swap diagram. SV is the company one, and then you have TJ, and in between there's an intermediary, that is bank. Okay, so this is how we the diagram will look like. So SV, bank and TJ. Now we have to see what they have got in actual. So SV, the table that we prepared in the solution, the very first table, SV has got fixed rate in actual. So we have to go to SV company and see its fixed rate. It is 16.5%. So SV will pay 16.5% in the open market. They pay the actual in the open market, so it's paying 16.5%. TJ will check. TJ has got in actual. We are checking the actual. So TJ in actual has got floating rate. So for TJ, the floating rate is MEBOR plus 4%. He will pay MEBOR plus 4 in the open market. So these are the two companies what they have paid in the open market. Now what they've got in actual, they don't want it, so they will do the swap. So SV has got fixed, but it wants floating. So SV will transfer floating to TJ. So what is the floating rate? See the actual required. SV requires floating. So SV will go to its floating rate, MEBOR plus 3%, and it will transfer it to TJ. It will transfer it actually to the bank, and the bank will then take it forward and transfer it to TJ. So he's given it to the bank, and now the bank is giving it to TJ. So for the floating rate, we are not doing anything. We don't touch whatever is given as it is. We transfer from one company to other. And now we will see what to do with the fixed rate. Okay, so let's see what all TJ has to do. Now TJ has to give a fixed rate to SV. And how much is the fixed rate? 16.5% it has to give. So TJ's rate will be 16.5% it has to give to SV, plus it has to also give the bank gain, and the bank gain is 0.5%. So that 0.5% also it will give it to SV, sorry, to the bank. 0.5% bank gain, and it has also to give SV's gain. So how much is SV's gain? 1%. Both are equally dividing and taking. So this 1% also TJ has to give. So 1% it will give SV's gain. So total how much it is giving, just see, 16.5% plus 0.5, 17 plus 1%, 18%. So this is what you have to calculate. For the floating rate, you see whatever was given I transferred. I didn't calculate anything, but for fixed we have to find out how much TJ will give to SV. So TJ will actually transfer 18%. So TJ is transferring 18% to the bank. Out of this 18%, the bank will keep 0.5% with itself, because that is the bank's gain. So bank will remove its gain and it will keep it with itself. Remaining 17.5%, the bank will transfer it to TJ. Sorry, SV. So from TJ, 18% has gone to the bank. Bank has kept its gain of 0.5%, and the rest it has transferred to SV. Now we will see the gains of both the company. So SV's gain Okay, SV has received how much from TJ? It has received 17.5% from TJ. From this minus, it has paid in the open market 16.5%. So the gain is 1%. Now we will see TJ's gain. If TJ would have gone to the open market without doing this swap and all, TJ wanted a fixed rate, and directly if it would have gone for fixed rate, he would have paid 20%. Whereas now he's paying how much, we will see. So TJ would have paid 20% without swap. Okay. So if there was no swap, open market, it would have gone and paid 20%. So minus from that, how much it has actually paid. So actually paid. So what he would have paid minus what he has actually paid, we will do to get the gain. So he has actually paid 18% plus this 18% which he paid. Okay. Plus how much, see here, it has paid in the market MIBOR plus 4%, but it has received only MIBOR plus 3%. So that difference of how much here, can anybody tell me? In the market, TJ has paid MIBOR plus 4 and it has received only MIBOR plus 3 from SV. So how much is the gap?
1%.
1%, ma'am.
1%. So 18% it gave in the swap plus 1% it has paid more in the open market. So totally 19%. So he would have paid 20, but he has paid only 19. So what is his gain? 1%. 20 minus 19, you get 1% as gain of SV company. Any doubts, TJ company? Any doubts in this problem? Is it clear for all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Now they have asked you to show the swap cash flows. How do we show the cash flows? This, here is the, in the question they have told, show the swap cash flows. What we have shown is the interest rates, but they want to see the cash flows. So how do we do that? We'll see here. Write it below. Cash flows. First we'll do it for the SV. See here, whatever gain you have written, I am copying it as it is. Okay, now we'll show it in cash flows. SV is equals to, now I have written here, received 17.5%. 17.5% on what? On the loan amount. And how much is the loan amount given here? Rupees 1 crore. So what we will do? We will find 17 of 1 crore. We will find 17.5%. And what it has paid? It has paid 16.5%. So of 1 crore, we will calculate 16.5%. And what is its gain? 1%. So of 1 crore, 1% is the gain. So if I put it in cash flows, of 1 crore, 17.5% is 17,50,000. Just check.
Yes, ma'am.
17,50,000 it has received minus 16,50,000 it has paid. So how much is the gain?
1 lakh.
1. So this is how, if they tell you to show the cash flows, you have to do. You have to just multiply the rate with the loan amount and it will automatically show the cash flows. So in cash flows, in money terms, 1 lakh is the gain of SV company on a loan of 1 crore if it goes through the route of swap. Okay, now let's see. Similar way we'll do it for TJ. So TJ's gain we have written here. It would have paid 20% without swap. So 20% of 1 crore minus what it has actually paid. It has paid 19%. So of 1 crore, let's calculate 19%. Gain is 1% of 1 crore. 20% of 1 crore is 20 lakhs. Minus 19% of 1 crore is 19 lakhs. So its gain is 1 lakh. That is 1% of 1 crore. Any doubts in how to find the cash flows? Was it clear? Should we go to the next problem?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope compared to the first problem, this problem went more easy and smooth because by now you know certain things. You want me to go slow or is this pace fine?
This speed is fine, ma'am.
It's fine. Okay. Let's do the third problem. I have also written the question paper here in which it is repeated. So if you have the question papers in hand, also you can open the question you will have there. You need not see the screen, and even you can try solving. And for the solution, you can look at the screen. So this is repeated in June, July 2011 paper. Company A and B faces the following interest rates. So here the format is given little differently. If you observe in the question, it was given like this earlier: company, then fixed rate, floating rate. But here, company is given horizontally and the rates are given vertically. So the table is twisted, but the sum is the same, so no confusion, we can still do it. Assume that company A wants to borrow AD, that is nothing but Australian dollars, at a floating rate of interest, and B wants to borrow INR, that is Indian rupee fixed rate of interest. A financial institution is planning to arrange a swap and requires 50 basis point spread. If the swap is equally attractive to A and B, what rate of interest A and B end up paying? So we have to show their gains and what rate they are actually paying. Now what is this 50 basis points? First we will understand this. In all the previous sums, if you observed, it told that a bank is asking 0.5%, 0.2% interest. But here instead of percentage, they have given you basis point. Now basis point, I'll tell you what it is. 100 basis points, we call it as BPS, basis points, shortcut. Okay, 100 basis points is equal to 1%. So some people don't talk in percentage, but they talk in basis points, and this is what you have to remember throughout. Every 100 basis points is equal to 1%. So can anybody tell me 1000 basis points will be equal to how much? 100 is 1%, so 1000 is
10%, ma'am.
10.
10%, ma'am.
10%, correct. 500 basis points is
5%.
5.
5%.
Okay, so I hope you are understanding what I'm trying to say. Now, in our question, they have said the bank wants 50 basis points. So 50 basis points will be equal to how much percentage?
0.5%.
0.5%. So if they give basis points also in the question, you can convert it to percentage and solve the problem as it is. So only thing is you have to remember this rule. For every 100 basis points, it is exactly equal to 1%. Okay, now that you have understood, we'll solve the sum in the normal way. Solution. First thing what I have to do, can anybody? What is the first step?
Ma'am, requirement.
Hmm, requirement and actual. So we need to write the company name, what they require, and what is the actual. So the two companies are A and B. Okay. So A wants to borrow Australian dollar at a floating rate. So company A requires floating rate of interest. So company A we will write here floating rate, and company B wants to borrow Indian rupees at fixed rate. So company B is willing to take fixed rate. Now whatever they require, we don't give them. The actual will be exactly different. So if A requires floating, what we will give in actual? Fixed. And if B requires fixed, in actual we will give floating. It's very important when you do the swap diagram to understand what we take where. I hope you all by now have understood that we take actual to pay in the outside market. In the diagram here, whatever goes in the outer market, we write the actual there. And whatever we are paying in the swap, that is transferring from one party to another, there we basically put the required. Okay, so actual they'll pay in the open market, required they'll do using swap. Now let's find the spreads. First is the fixed rate spread. Fixed rate spread is equal to, these are the fixed rates, 9.5% and 8%. So we will do 9.5 minus 8. So you get 1.5. Then we'll find the floating rate spread. Floating rate spread is equal to LIBOR plus 1 and there's LIBOR plus 6, 0.6. So we will do LIBOR plus 1% minus LIBOR plus 0.6%. So 1 minus 0.6 you get 0.4. So this is the spread, fixed rate and floating rate. Now we'll find the quality spread differentials, QSD. In case of QSD, what we do, we find the difference between both the spreads. So 1.5% is fixed rate spread minus 0.4 is the floating rate spread. So I find the difference between them, and that comes to 1.1%. So 1.5 minus 0.4 is 1.1. Now we'll see the swap gains. So your QSD is the swap gain. So that is 1.1%. From this we pay, so we less bank gain. How much is the bank gain? 50 basis points is equal to 0.5% is what we told. So the same we will use. So 0.5% we minus. So we get the gain for both the parties as 1.1 minus 0.5 is 0.6%. Now for both the companies, the gain has to be distributed equally. So A's gain is equal to 0.6% divided by 2, which will be 0.3%. Similarly, B's gain is equal to 0.6% minus, so divided by 2, which is equal to 0.3. So till here, I hope everything is clear. The only thing twisted that they gave in this problem is the basis points, and the rates are The question table is not given properly. Okay. Now let's do the swap gain diagram first. So here we have company A, company B. Whatever they get in actual, we pay it in the open market. So we'll see the table. In actual, A is getting fixed rate. So we will see what is A's fixed rate. For A, the fixed rate is 8%. INR fixed 8%. So A will give 8% to the open market. Then we'll see what is B's actual. B's actual is floating rate. So B is going to give. So B's floating rate is this LIBOR plus 1%. So we will give LIBOR plus 1% in the open market. This is what they've done actually. Now they will look at the requirements and do the swap. So A requires floating rate. So A will swap floating rate with B. A's floating rate is LIBOR plus 0.6. So A is going to give LIBOR plus 0.6 to the bank, and the bank in turn is going to transfer it as it is to B. So from A it went to the bank, and from bank it went to A. Now B has to transfer. A has transferred its floating rate. So B will calculate. So B's rate will be, it will give this full 8% which A has paid in the open market. So 8% to A plus it will give the gain of the bank, which we saw is 50 basis points, is nothing but 0.5% to bank, and it will also give A his gain. So how much is the gain for both the parties? It is 0.3%. So it will give this also to A. So plus 0.3% A's gain. All this together, B will transfer it to A. So 8% plus 0.5 plus 0.3. It will be 8.8. So B will transfer 8.8%. We will transfer 8.8%. Okay. Then bank will keep its gain with itself. So bank's gain 0.5. So bank will keep its gain of 0.5, and the rest bank will transfer it to A, which is nothing but 8.3%. The bank is transferring. Okay. So B has given 8.8, bank has kept 0.5 with itself, and 8.3 it is transferring. Now we will find the gain for A. A's gain. A has paid 8% and received 8.3%. So we say received 8.3% minus paid 8%. So the gain is 0.3%. Similar way we'll do the B's gain. B has received or B would have paid. So if B would have done fixed like it wanted or required, then B's fixed rate would be 9.5%. So it would have paid 9.5%. Would have paid 9.5% minus actually paid through swap. How much it has paid? It has paid 8.8% to the bank and A, plus here you see LIBOR rate difference It has paid LIBOR plus 1% in the market, but it has got only LIBOR plus 0.6%. So the difference is 0.4%. That's 0.4% also. B has paid extra. So 8.8 plus 0.4. How much actually B has paid? 9.2. And it would have paid 9.5. So 9.5 minus 9.2. B's gain will be 0.3. Is the problem clear? Any doubts, anybody? Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
This was the third sum, I think. First sum we took a lot of time, but now if you're observing, the steps are same. We're not doing anything new. So this similar way, once you learn how to do it, it becomes easy for you to continue. Let's go to the next sum. It has come in December 14, Jan 15 paper. Company A and Company B have been offered the following rates per annum on a $20 million for a 5-year loan. A and B, the fixed rates and floating rates are given. Company A requires floating rate and B requires fixed rate. Design a swap that is equally attractive to both the companies. Can anybody tell me what is missing in this problem? Something is missing in this problem. Can anybody tell me what is that?
Commission.
Bank commission. Bank as an intermediary, what is its commission is not given. That means this swap, we are not going to assume bank commission and write it. Okay, this that basically means that this swap is done on over the counter basis, one on one. A and B know each other and they've done it. They've not gone to any bank. They don't want intermediary, and therefore there is no commission. So now in the diagram here, we had bank in between. In the new diagram that I'll show now, we'll remove bank. There will be only A and B, and they will directly transfer to each other. So there is no banker. Don't assume or add it. If the contract is over the counter, then there will be no intermediary, no exchange, no bank who will help you to do it. You'll do it one on one. So similar method, everything is same, only that one bank I have to remove it off. Okay. So first step is to find what they require and what will give them in actual. Require and actual. Here they've given question. Company A requires floating rate. So for A, he requires floating, and company B requires fixed rate. So for B, we'll give the fixed rate. What in actual, what they require, we never give them. So in actual, we will give fixed to A, and B requires fixed, so we will give floating to B. Now the next step is to find the spread. So fixed rate spread is equal to difference between these two rates, highest minus lowest. So 11.2% minus 10%, you get 1.2%. Floating rate spread MIBOR plus 1% minus MIBOR plus 0.3%. So we'll get 1% minus 3%, 0.7% is the floating rate spread. Next, find quality spread differentials, the difference between both the spreads. So 1.2 and 0.7, we have to find the difference. 1.2% minus 0.7%. See how much you get. 1.2 minus
Point
0.7.
five. 0.5%, ma'am.
Point.
5%.
Okay. Now let's see the next step. After this, we do swap gain is equal to 0.5%. There is no bank, so we're not going to minus anything. This is it. This is the final swap gain. We'll only divide it equally between both the parties. So A's gain is to 0.5% divided by 2 is equal to 0.025. B's gain 0.5% divided by 2 0.5 divided by 2, you get 0.25. Sorry, it's not 0.025, 0.25%. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes,
Am I
ma'am.
audible? Yes. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Twinkle is asking for bank gain. Twinkle, while reading the question, I told you that there is no intermediary. If you see the question, nowhere they have mentioned that there is a banker or an intermediary. So that means both the parties have entered into a contract on one-on-one basis. Because there is no bank and no bank gain given, we are not reducing the bank gain here from QST. Otherwise, we would have done less bank gain, and then whatever we got, we would equally divide. Here, there is no banker, no intermediate. Is that clear, Twinkle? Hopefully, she's clear with her doubt. Or maybe she's typed it to tell that there is no bank gain when I had asked the question. So let's start solving. Now, there are only two parties, A and B. So, draw it separately. What they will pay in the outside market. whatever is the actual, they will pay that. So A in actual will pay the fixed rate. For A, the fixed rate is 10%. So A is going to pay 10% in the open market. And B in actual, we are giving it floating rate. So B will pay MIBOR plus 1%, the floating rate in the open market. Okay, now we'll see the transfer, how it will happen. A required floating, so A will transfer floating rate to B directly here. A will transfer it to B. Let's see how much is the floating rate for A. A's floating rate is MIBOR plus 0.30, so that will be transferred by A to B directly, no banker, no intermediary in between. So MIBOR plus 0.3%. Now B will transfer to A. So how much B has to transfer? B's rate. B will transfer 10% to A, which A has paid, plus A's gain, that is 0.25%. So it will transfer 10.25%. This is the problem with online. So we will transfer, as we said, 10% plus 0.25, that is 10.25. To A, 10.25%. Okay, now we'll find both the company's gains. A's gain, it received 10.25%, and it has paid in the open market 10%. So its gain is 0.25%. Similar way, we'll see B's gain. If B would have not done swap and directly taken what it required, B required fixed rate. If B would have directly taken its fixed rate, it would have paid 11.2%. So right, would have paid 11.2%, but it has actually paid 10.25% to A, plus the gain here you can see, it has paid MIBOR plus 1% in the open market, whereas it has received only MIBOR plus 0.3%. So that 0.7% additional also B has borne it on its own. So 10.25 plus 0.7 is what B has paid. it's 10.95, whereas actually it would have paid 11.2. So 11.2 minus 10.95, you will get it as 0.25. So this was the problem. Any doubts, anybody? Yes, Twinkle. When I had asked question, maybe you had answered then. I didn't see it, so I thought you're again asking. So, okay. So this was the fourth problem where there is no banker in between. Without the banker, see how the swap diagram is looking. It's almost similar. Only thing is we don't have bank in between, so that commission thing is being removed. Anybody having any doubts still here? Please ask. So next sum we'll do it in the next class. We've done 3 sums now back to back. If you get time, please practice. The 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th sum are almost similar. If you can solve it also on your own and keep it ready so that next class you can just check the answers, that is also okay. And I'll be teaching all the 4 in the next class. For the ones who couldn't attend this class, for them, and for you maybe it can be revision if you have already solved, or else you can solve it then. Okay, don't try to solve all the sums, because when we go to currency swap now the question changes. If you look at it, for currency swap there is no MIBOR LIBOR, both the rates are fixed. So how to solve this? There's a different method. We cannot use the similar above technique. So currency swap is a different way to solve, which we will do in the class after finishing the interest rate swap. Any doubts, anybody? You can ask. Otherwise, we'll wind up the class for today. Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay. You can type your USN numbers in the chat box and leave the meeting.